The angle I was in, I could not see the top of the tree. And so I was really impressed with this big tree. And I realized, a tree grows by just a little seed. So I said, oh my goodness, this little seed has turned into this huge tree. And I said, wow, that's a miracle. The tree of life will bring you miracles. And so now trees give life very much in our lives. Wood, for instance, can make boats, houses, furniture. And wood can also bring warmth when we burn it. Paper to make books, food to eat, and even shade when we're in the midst of heat. Eat from the true vine. Proverbs 3:17 says, its ways are ways of pleasantness, and all its paths are peace. She is a tree of life to those who laid hold on her, and happy are those who bring shalom. That's a not exact quote. But the Torah is a tree of life. Now, the tree of life was in the center of the Garden of Eden. So, are our lives, are we putting God and the Messiah in the middle of our lives? Are our lives revolving around the tree of life? If it is, you have life. Now, it says in Proverbs 15:4, a healing tongue is a tree of life. What kind of words are you speaking? Are you speaking positive words? Words of encouragement? Words of beauty? A healing tongue is a tree of life. Do you want to be like the tree of life? Speak words of life. It says in Matthew 4:4, before I go there, so we know that the tree makes physical blessings, but it also makes spiritual blessings. It says in Matthew 4:4, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. Eat from the true vine. Isaiah 53, talking about Messiah, says he grew up before him like a tender shoot and like a root out of dry ground. Messiah is the tree of life. It says in John chapter 15, I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. He trims the tree. So Yeshua, he started out humble, like a little seed, and he grew to be a great and mighty tree. When I was a kid, I used to love climbing trees. I had no idea about any spiritual connection with trees. But I remember one time I was climbing a tree, and I went up really, really high. And I thought, wow, I was a little bit nervous. And something said to me, don't worry, you're going to get down. I'm holding you. And I feel like God spoke when I was in that tree. So, in Psalm 1, first of all, eat from the true vine. It says in Psalm 1 that those who meditate in the Torah day and night will be like a tree planted by rivers of water. We can be like trees. God is calling us to be like the Messiah. We're not the tree of life, but we can give life like the tree of life. And in 1 Peter 1:23, it says, you have been born again, not from some seed that will decay, but from one that cannot decay, through the living Word of God that lasts forever. Now, this is the first Parsha in the Torah. It talks about the tree of life. But in the end of history, in the end of Revelations, it talks about the tree of life. It says in Revelations 22:16, Yeshua says, I am the root and offspring of David, the bright morning star. Are you following Messiah? Are you imitating Messiah? You can be like a tree of life. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.